Hi, everybody. It's Aaron Meyers from the CX pod of Ishmael Interactive, and I am joined here today by CEO Anna Monroe. Anna, we're going to talk about Forward 50. We gave the
Forward
sneak
50.
peek, but now we've done the thing. I love doing the
Yes,
thing.
it was awesome. It was last week. It was Monday and Tuesday in Montreal, Canada.
For those people who didn't hear the sneak peek episode that we did, where we talked about on the way to Forward 50, what is this event? What is Forward 50?
So, Forward 50 is Canada's largest government and technology conference. So, obviously, we had to be there. And we were so thrilled when Alistair Kroll, who runs the show, invited us to speak. I spoke about ghost and zombie policies, which is essentially change management, right? There's one thing I hoped everybody took away from that is that change management often feels like random luck, like you kind of like stumble into something that can be affected, something that can have impact. And it's absolutely untrue. There are conditions that you can both recognize and set up and encourage to make change happen and remove those policies that are kind of haunting the organization. So really happy to bring that message to Forward 50 because change management is such a crucial part of making any emerging or established legacy technology really work inside organizations. And that's what the conference is really all about.
Excellent. So we're talking about change management, and this is very hand in hand with what Ishmael Interactive does.
Right.
Who did you listen to that was exciting? Give me some of the who should I be jazzed about and look up, and who,
Yeah. I
who's
mean,
going to get me up in the morning?
there were some major superstars like Ian Montgomery and Alistair himself and Hillary, and I will link all of these people in the show notes. And also Gregory. They're these visionaries for the future that I think is really compelling. So of course Hillary was during the Obama administration, helped USDS stand up, and all of these things, has an amazing vision. Then Ian and Gregory are long-standing futurists that I actually studied in grad school, and it was such like a kick to be able to meet them, to hear them speak. And I think that those folks really set the pin in the future, right? And then you stepped it back and you had these amazing folks like Benjamin Sanders. And then there are the true government experts, the people who are deploying new technologies while at the same time maintaining the legacy systems, updating the workflows, and doing it all from the inside. And these include Dia and Jacqueline and Lucie and Kesone. And those talks really made my heart sing because, of course, I recognize this work so much. Like when Lucie talks about decreasing the amount of time it takes seafarers to get their medical clearance by 91% for Transport Canada, I literally was like, my heart was singing. When Kesone talks about the omnichannel work of New York City, and funny story, she asked at the beginning of her talk, how many people do you think call into New York City's 311 line versus use the website? And I think it was a 24-hour period. I like tentatively raised my hand for the website being more users, even though I have been a New Yorker who has called 311 and have never visited the website. Because when you call 311, you want to be like, my landlord isn't, taking out the garbage or something. It's like very
Right.
emotional. And I knew this and I was still like, oh, website. I was wrong. Over 50% more New Yorkers call 311
Huh.
than visit the website, which only goes to show that we can't go all in on emerging technologies and new workflows because there's something magic about the older workflows, right? People like them, and we are in the
Yeah.
business of serving the people. It does not matter what channel. So yeah,
Yeah.
these three tiers of practitioners were just so compelling, and you could really tell the craft of the conference and how you could get this three-dimensional view of the work.
Excellent. So you got to listen to this group of people who are really in the thick of it, changing things, changing the trajectory of people's day. Who are also going to be closer to the problems that we are still facing and the problems that we are still working with. One of the philosophies we've always had that you've helped me with when it comes to doing interviews is acknowledging that everybody's still learning, everybody's still
Yes,
facing a new problem.
right.
What is the new problem in that particular room? What are people struggling with?
Oh my gosh. Oh gosh, that's a really good question. Okay, so I love the fact that we don't plan this. You don't tell me the questions beforehand. Really hard. So the new problem is, how are we going to deploy AI effectively and ethically and within, policy and law? And you have the like really, really big front runners that are showing us all how AI can work. And then you have the people who are working at the intersection of new technologies and compliance. That would be kind of be us. That would be Ishmael Interactive, right? Because we're outside of the government, but we are insiders to the tech and insiders to bureaucracy and organizational management and change management. And then you have the folks who are working in governments like Jacqueline, like Dia, like Kesone. So Jacqueline and Dia are with British Columbia, so Vancouver, and Kesone's at New York. Lucie with Transport Canada. And those are the folks who really they have to be the most conservative in the implementation of AI technologies because there is that human impact. They're the closest to the problems, like you just said. And so the big elephant in the room is, how are we going to make this work? How are we going to get these puzzle pieces to fit for the public good in a sustainable way, in a way that organizations can consume the new technologies, that it is not going to bankrupt anyone as compute continues to increase in cost, and that really allows AI to both work well while at the same time not run the show. That is the big matrix problem.
Excellent. So this sounds like a lot of wonderful conversations and a lot of wonderful things that you took away from this. I'm sure people are going to listen to this. They're going to be interested. They're going to get a taste for more. Forward 50 is still an ever ongoing thing where people can
Yeah.
find more information and listen to speakers. Can you give us a little bit of a look into the future of what are the next venues, events, where they should
Yeah.
go to learn more, that sort of thing? What's the next step for our listeners?
So next up would be to go to forward50.com and check them out. I believe if you register, you can get access to a back library. I certainly have read, I've watched several of the talks that they have in the library there. There's dozens and dozens and dozens. And then there's another Forward 50 conference. They do it basically once a quarter. I think this one's in Ottawa, and it's either the end of October or the beginning of November. And I hope that we get to attend because it was just this amazing group of really, really smart, dedicated people, all working within their disciplines, but so interested in their adjacencies, which is, as you know, something that Ishmael Interactive deeply cares about.
Excellent. Thank you, Anna. This sounds like a wonderful opportunity. I definitely hope we get to do it again. I hope to be there myself sometime in the near future.
Yes.
Sounds like a lot of people I want to talk to.
We tried to get
Thank
you
you,
there.
every.
It's just,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
next time.
Luckily, there's a next time.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you, everybody else, for listening. And from us here at Ishmael Interactive, we hope to have more conversations just like this.